By the end of this video, you're going to have a practice routine and you're going to be confident in doing it on your own without a teacher, all by yourself in your own practice room. Okay, hey, I'm Amy. I'm a string player and teacher. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I went to music school so that you didn't have to. And now I'm here telling you everything that I know and learned about being a musician. And in this video, we are going to talk about a practice routine. The 5 areas that you're going to have in your practice routine, if you take nothing else from this, just do these 5 things. Warm up, play your scales, play your repertoire, those are the core things. Play etudes and exercises to work on specific skills, and work on some improvisation and listening skills. Here's what you're going to need for the video. First, I have a printout for you, so click the link in the description below, get the printout, come back to this video. You'll want to follow along with it, and you'll want a pencil for taking notes in your sheet music, a pen for writing in your notebook. You'll want to make sure you have a notebook or a notepad dedicated to your music practice. That is something that you want I make all my students have. And then as a beginner, you want all of your sheet music, just period. Always have your music with you. And you obviously need your instrument and everything else you need to play it. Warm-ups, you've got physical ones, you've got musical ones. Warming up is just a transition to get you from everything else in your life to your practice room. So if you've not moved a lot, just move really slowly, get the blood flowing. And then musically, listen to the piece that you're working on right now. You could do that maybe while you're stretching a little bit. To warm up away from the instrument, you can sing your scales, you can sing your pieces, do things to mentally and musically engage with whatever you're working on, or just the instrument itself without being on the instrument. And musical warm-ups on the instrument, you want to get your fingers accustomed to where they're going, but we're not quite doing scales yet. Scales are structured and require precision, and so we're kind of working up to that. And so with musical warm-up, you might just test your first and third fingers. You might play up and down each finger on each string. I'll demonstrate what some of these look like for you here. Okay, our next section is scales. We gotta do them. Your intonation totally depends on it. Just do your scales. So in your practice routine, the scales that you're practicing at this level, just slow notes, no faster than 72 beats per minute, long bows, and playing just 1 octave scales. With your scales, I strongly suggest singing them. The whole do, re, mi thing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You should be able to just sing that. We don't have frets, so if you can sing your scales, you can just imagine it's going to be a lot easier to find where those notes go on the string. Okay, your intonation will be so much better if you can sing those scales. And as you're practicing, all you need to worry about right now are 1 octave scales. We'll build on those, but get really, really solid at all 24 1 octave scales, major and minor. Now, the next section of your practice routine is repertoire. Think of music in sections. Always be able to listen and go, oh, this is that next section. You know, you hear a song on the radio and there's a chorus and there's a verse and there's a bridge. Overall, there are always sections of the piece. So you want to know what the sections of your piece are. And you want to have listened to your music so much that you can totally sing your part. That's the goal. And if you can't do it for whatever you're trying to learn, just scale back the thing you're trying to learn. Go over here, learn something else that's going to help you learn that thing, and come back to it. Don't stress yourself out. That's not a way to learn music. After you've got your sections of your piece, you've got pitch, rhythm, your own musical ideas. You want to learn all of those things, learn all the notes and where they go on your instrument, learn how to read the rhythms, eighth notes, quarter notes, all of that, and how it translates onto your instrument. And my final point here under repertoire is that you need to decide before you play your piece, are you going to practice to stop and fix every note? Or are you trying to play it without stopping? You need to decide, are you going to stop and fix, or are you going to keep going? Because if you're going to keep going, which is probably what you want to do, you're going to be really tempted to stop when you make a mistake. So I implore you, decide, am I going to stop or not? It will take out so much frustration from your practice. So when you're going into your rep, just decide that. And that being said, you always want to make sure that you're fitting in time for both. It's necessary. We have to stop and fix stuff and do things slowly to give our brains time to figure out what it is we're doing and put it together with our bodies and the instrument. But we also need to practice just going with it, because you don't know what's going to happen when you just go with it. So find ears to listen to you. Practice playing in front of people. It's scary. Record yourself on video and listen back and see if you can just play the whole thing without stopping. I dare you. Now, the next section in our practice routine is Etudes and Exercises. I put these in the same section of your practice routine because they accomplish the same goal. They're both studies to help you work on particular techniques. So you can make time for etude books, exercise books, you can make up your own exercises. I've got a lot of recommendations. Shradiak, Kaiser, Sevchek, those are a lot of the popular ones. Cool. Now, lastly, I wanted to talk about improvising and listening. Do this from the beginning of your journey so that it is something you get to work on very slowly, piece by piece. Unless you're really excited, improving can be really daunting because you have all of these options of notes and rhythms and you can play anything. And so there are ways to study improvisation, but how I like to incorporate improv into my own practice is listen to instrumental music that has some sort of a beat to it. There's a Beatstrumentals playlist on Apple Music that I listen to. And what I'll do is I'll just put on a song or a tune, and while it's playing, I'll play my violin along and just kind of find tones that match, individual tones that match with the song that I'm listening to. So you can do that. Just find a song, and if it doesn't work, go to another song. It's very common for singers to sing in F and B flat, which are terrible keys for stringed instruments. I could talk about improv and listening for a really long time, but we really need to end this video. So you've got your list, you've got all the steps, and I've got even more videos here to help you along the way. So please go check those out. I will link to them in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe. Come back. Let's talk more about viola, violin, planning or practicing, actually practicing all of the techniques, and encouragement that you need to do it on your own from the comfort of your own home. So thank you again, and if you would, comment below, because you've made it this far. Comment below, let me know what your favorite part of this routine is and how it helped you, or if it didn't help you and why. I want to know because I'm determined to help you find your perfect routine. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.